Hey, I'm back with another video. Hi. I've been gone for a minute again. I don't know if I can just keep saying sorry for not, being consistent, because consistency is not my thing, apparently. I wanted to say thank you to my 130th subscriber. Much appreciated. I got, a bunch of new announcements. I got a puppy. Yes, her name is Marcy, short for Marceline. And yes, we did not know that until we started saying her name a bunch of times, and then we were like, Marceline, Adventure Time. Yes, and she is beautiful. She is a German Shepherd Labrador mix, and she's a lot of work. She's a lot of work, and I love her to death. She's about she's 4 months and 2 weeks old. Yeah, it's April, so yeah, almost 5 months. Uh, Besides all that, dealing with the new house and life and work, which I work as a security guard, so a lot of that is torture. But I've been getting some projects done so I can make videos for you guys. Yes, I have been working even more work than I'm supposed to be, and I'm very, very tired. I'm making this video just to kind of do an update, pretty much. I got a Cory Kenshin's book that I finished a couple days ago, Monsters We Make, and I'll be reviewing that alongside my Apple Black book series. I'm going to do it episodically. I'm going to see if that will kind of help kind of minimize the workload, just doing it episodically, and they don't have to be like these super long videos. They could just be like, I don't know, like 5 minutes each. I just really want to do these books right. I know I've been saying it since 2024 that I was going to do a review. That's why I brought out the Apple Black fan art that I did. I've been wanting to make my character for a long time, and I will try my best to make another video kind of breaking it down for you guys to actually hear me. It's a long process of being committed to that one thing, because I have a bunch of stuff that I've been doing, and it's taxing. I'm getting married this year in October, so a lot of my focus has been on trying to understand my foundation of my life, and trying to get back to like a bit of normalcy so I can balance myself. I mean, there's still boxes still in the house that we haven't taken out and everything, because for some reason it feels like we're not going to be here next year, and I feel like if I just get it done as fast as I can, it'll start to just feel like a home. And it's a lot of stress, and I am putting too much weight on myself from everything, and it's just I'm trying to do too much too quickly, and it's starting to become a burden. I'm not gonna stop doing YouTube stuff. I love doing YouTube stuff. I mean, heck, I don't have any monetization or Patreon like everybody else does. I just make videos because I like it, and I have ideas and things I think is funny or cool topics that I want to kind of get you guys to enjoy, make a community out of it. I do have a Discord, but it's not up and running just yet for like a Discord channel. But yeah, if you guys just want to have a conversation in the comment section, we can do that until I get everything situated. My studio room, because we have like 3 bedrooms. We have a room that's pretty much like what we call our game room, but it's the studio room. We kind of like how it was back in the other apartment. This is a house, but still. Once that's set up, you'll see me in there. But right now, I just got back from the grocery store, so I'm just popping up and saying, "Hi, everybody." What is that? Your bug. Yes, I also have this kind of thing going on that I've been trying to do. I want to make like idea videos where it's like, oh, these are fan fictions. So like the X-Men, for example. I was thinking if they were trying to do like an X-Men, reboot series, something like that. What they should do is focus it on like the first movie is focused on like Cyclops, and have like some of the basic X-Men there, and shows like who they are, what do they teach. For the love of God, I don't know what Cyclops' curriculum is, but I want like Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, Storm, Rogue to be like the first couple X-Men, and then like they introduce Wolverine either this movie or it's yeah. Let's say he's in this movie. Let's say Wolverine is in this movie, but he's popped up as like he's a hit or miss kind of character. He's just kind of there to be there. And there was, there's Logan. He just kind of smells out there, sees Sabretooth once, and that's his big moment scene. But it focuses on like Cyclops. It focuses on Jean Grey. It focuses on Cyclops, which means it focuses on Jean Grey, his relationship with Xavier, and how he is as a leader, and shows how he is as a teacher to the next generation of X-Men and mutants and stuff like that. Yes, you still have the Magneto thing. You still have the what's her name, Mystique on the bad guys team. She's kind of the Catwoman of the group, who is just kind of doing her own anti-hero thing, but she's still with Magneto. And you got Sabretooth, maybe Blob. But anyway, what it is just kind of setting the foundation that mutants exist in New York. And you could even say that since it's like the MCU or something like that, they're focusing a lot of time on establishing that. And maybe understand what the difference between mutants are and people with superpowers. Because I know they've said it in the comics, but they haven't really like established that to like the casual moviegoer audience. Because it's kind of offensive to not be attacking superheroes as well, while just attacking just the mutants. And I want there to be like a fine line between the two. Not a fine line, but like an understanding between the two factions. You know what I mean? Why isn't Spider-Man a mutant? Why, he got superpowers? Oh, he got it from a radioactive spider, but he was born this way. But any human can pretty much become a mutant when their X gene is the factor. And Magneto calls them Homo superior, which I can understand would be more of a segregation thing, and saying that these guys are better, the better race. In a way, they are. They're people with superpowers, So I can understand if like normal people, humans, try to give them like segregate them because they're afraid, they're scared, they don't know what they're going to do. So I feel like that whole movie should just establish the groundwork between understanding mutants, and understanding the racism between the humans and the mutants, and understanding that not all mutants are bad, and all those racist people. Oh, you don't want to have a racist movie or anything like that. Oh well, so what? Well, black man. People say we have to deal with that every day, but whatever. Yeah, it's X-Men. All they do is, X-Men 97 is one of the best adaptations of X-Men that I've ever watched, and I'm a big X-Men fan. I actually got an X-Men 97 jersey, or like a tank top, like a basketball jersey, in my house, and I just want there to be like the understanding of what that is, and trying to push out the heavy hitter characters that you're going to see in like every other future MCU movie, where they're like, oh, here's Storm, here's Hank McCoy, here's Jean Grey, here's Cyclops, the leader of the X-Men, and here is Charles Xavier. Those are the ones that you're going to want to see. But then they can start saying stuff like, oh, what about her over there? That's Rogue. She can't touch anybody. If she does, they puts people in a coma. That kind of thing. Establish that they're part of this world, and they're the ones that are talking on the news. They're the ones talking to the media. They're the ones talking to, what was it, social media and stuff like that. Once you establish that these are the core characters of the X-Men, the sequel writes itself. The sequel, if the first one started off and focused on the X-Men's first class, the first family, whatever you want to call them, then the sequel to that needs to switch over to another group of characters. Not like, oh, you can never see these characters again or anything like that. No, what I'm trying to say is make it to where everybody has a movie to shine. Excuse me. So, like, if the first one was about Cyclops, which means it branches off to Jean, it branches off to Hank McCoy, it branches off to Charles Xavier, it branches off to Hank McCoy, Storm a little bit. Because and then, a little bit of Logan, but then the next one could be about Logan, where it's establishing his Weapon X stuff. Oh, he actually, lost his memory, and him and Charles Xavier are having these like therapy sessions where he's going into his mind, seeing all this messed up stuff. He's trying to figure out what's going on in Logan's head. Like, maybe the beginning starts off with him getting his claw power, getting the adamantium and him in the tube with the mask and the thing all over his body, and he's breaking out of the establishment. It could be a little bit gory. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was messed up, so they can do gory, and Wolverine can be that person. He can make the rated R in the obviously he can make the rated R in the X-Men trilogy. Let's say it's a trilogy first, and then it goes to a whole other part of the franchise. And then now you see him with him, and then he does his Wolverine thing, but where he like drives off with a motorcycle, and then it says X-Men or whatever, and then we find what's her name, Jubilee, and because Jubilee in the comics, she looks up to Wolverine, so she gets established, kind of like how Rogue did. So in the first X-Men movie, it shows us the backstory to Magneto, and then it goes into Rogue. Well, how about now it goes to Wolverine, and then it goes to Jubilee, and we see that Jubilee's like adopted, and she's got her priorities with her family. She runs away, and then she tries to track down or just leave, and then we find out that since the last movie, Sentinels were becoming a thing, and now we're seeing the Sentinels in action. And kind of taken off from the X-Men 90s motif on that feature. And I wanted Rogue to be kind of like that established figure already, who already has the confidence of being who she is, and not just being another one of the group teenagers and stuff like that. Heck, in the original comics, Iceman was like an adopted son besides Scott to Charles Xavier. So how about letting that kind of fruition pop up as well, and say that he's younger than Scott and a little bit older than Jubilee, and so it gives us this time where like Bobby washed out of the program while Scott's being like his older brother to him. So it's establishing that Scott has the qualities of being a leader, being a caregiver, and understanding how to care for others who aren't like someone who's like he's not being jealous. He's just like, you need to shape up, little brother, which is also like bringing up Alex, Scott's actual brother, which actually kind of like goes hand in hand with the situation. But the entire time, Jubilee is the one we're starting to see a lot more of the X-Men school. We're seeing a lot more of how the actual school is set up, and then like there's like a scene where the news goes out because they're like talking about like, okay, two things. If the school is a place for people who have mutant powers to not say that they have powers, and they're just pretending that it's like some boarding school thing for people who are like autistic or ADHD and stuff like that, because they kind of established that in X-Men 2, but it wasn't really like self-explanatory, and they made it seem like Jean was talking in the first one, was talking to the people about like, mutants were they're good people and all that stuff, and they said, what's stopping the person from going into a bank vault? Like, that whole thing was confusing to me as a kid, and I really wanted a better straightforward answer. Are these, like, do they know that the Xavier Institute is full of mutants, or do they think that it's a boarding school? Because I'd rather them know that it's a mutant place already, because then it goes back to the whole prejudice thing, which that came from the first movie. That's now onto the second one. Now you got people who are camping out there saying, "Oh, mutants are freaks" and all that stuff, and they feel like they are. But you have people like Rogue and Cyclops. The reason why I'm putting these two in the category is because besides two different genders, they establish the someone who has to who can't touch anybody, and the other person is the person who can't even take off his glasses, but is the leader of the X-Men and is trying his hardest to live a normal life with the powers he has, and he's trying to do better by being an X-Men. And that's when Jubilee tries to understand that she gets it, but there's something about her that these two characters, Rogue and Cyclops, can't help her with, and it's her own self. And so we go back to Logan, which is like the second part of the movie, where he's doing his own thing. Maybe there's something to do with Omega Red and the what are they called? The Weapon X program people. So you've got like what's her name? Lady Deathstrike. You've got Sabretooth. If we didn't put Sabretooth in the first one, let's say we put him in this one, then it would establish that, we're going to get some Sabretooth and Wolverine badass fights. And I still like the fact that they're brothers in the movies, and even though they're not in the comics. I don't know, I've always liked that angle. I've had siblings, and me and my older brother, we were always, in Tekken, we were Haorong and Jin Kazama. We're Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. I was Storm Shadow, by the way. That kind of thing, I know Horang and Jin is not siblings, but that kind of rivalry thing has always been there, I guess. And that's all I'm saying. And I don't know, just making them brothers and brothers fight on two opposite sides is always a fun thing for me, at least for me, just in general. Now, going back to Jubilee, Wolverine gets saved by Jubilee during a fight with like either Omega Red or Sabretooth, or heck, even Lady Deathstrike. It could be either one. Excuse me. And so now, establishing that, we end up getting a whole situation where they're like bonding. It's not the Logan movie, and it's not like the Mandalorian where he's off on this journey with Jubilee, but something tells it me it might have to be. But it's got to be it's got to be an X-Men movie. Well, it is. It pretty much the first part of it established all the characters and what's the situation. The prologue established Wolverine being a center focus, and Act 2 and Act 3 have a lot to do with Wolverine and Jubilee, because Jubilee ran off to go find Logan, and I would like for that to establish a little bit of common ground between them, because he left the X-Men because he felt like all those sessions with Xavier isn't going to amount to anything. Okay, so he leaves, and he might not be coming back because he's looking for answers on his own. Jubilee tries to do the same thing, and we could say that she just runs into him, and turns out he's an X-Men because she sees his belt or the bike that he's driving. Excuse me. Or the bike that he's driving, that kind of thing. And he says you should go back there because they're actually good people. Me, I'm just kind of here to be here, and I'm looking for my past thing. And like we find out that it's kind of like that same like home is where you make it kind of thing. And bam, boom, bop, bam. we just we got like, you know, the whole thing in Wolverine is just, you know, we got his kind of X-Men 2 kind of storyline going there, where he joins the X-Men 100%, and he, you know, that's his established family. And then the third one, could please, for the love of God, do not make it the Phoenix. If anything, we could establish it being when they make it to the island of Geonosia, and now it's like an all-out war between Magneto and the human military, and the X-Men are caught in between, and they're trying to stop it. And like Magneto is presumed dead, but he's not really, you know what I mean? Which establishes all this stuff about like the final act being about Charles versus Magneto, and it's like them fighting in their minds, and both Magneto and Xavier disappear. You know, something like that. Because now you have all these characters who have the moment to shine throughout these two movies that are just the core characters of the X-Men. And let's say the new leader of the same leader of the X-Men is still Cyclops, but I'm gonna say that the person who's running the school is Hank McCoy. It's got to be Hank. Now, if you want to do another third trilogy, then you get to the Phoenix Saga. And we could even say that Xavier doesn't disappear, and he just, you know, left because he needed some time to think, because that was his best friend who died. So now he left to another place, and maybe he's there with like an ex-girlfriend or something. Or and then, you know, we finally established in this new trilogy, we get Nightcrawler, we get Gambit, we get I know I've been talking about Rogue, so maybe Gambit should be a part of either the second movie or the third movie, where he's kind of established, he just, you know, picks the side finally, like at the end of the movie when they're doing a montage of all the people that they lost, and have a memorial. Even for Magneto being a bad guy, he was still a close friend of Charles, so they still give him a memorial. And what he stood for was mutant rights, not just to be, you know, mutant superior. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I wanted to kind of just make this video to kind of, because I had that idea, and I wanted to kind of give you guys like a little update of what's going on in my life. I don't know when I will be able to make another video. It'll be probably pretty soon, but I've got to mow the lawn, and I've got to mow the lawn. Wow. I've got to mow the lawn. I've got to do a lot of stuff for my job. After that, I should be able to at least make a small video like I just did this just now, even though this is like 22 minutes of me just talking about X-Men. And just kind of going over the review of at least White Manga and Cory Kenshin's book, because I got a couple of words to say about both, and not bad or anything, but I like to talk about the quality of the books themselves. And I won't say anything here, but I want to put them together and kind of explain to you guys the difference between these two authors, because Cory Kenshin's book is a lot different than White Manga's book. Yes, they're two individuals, whatever, but what I'm trying to get at is the fact that they're representing two different things, and I love it. And so if when I make this, I hope you guys will enjoy it, because I like both series, and I'm about to, not now, but later, I'm going to make my OC for the Monsters We Make, Cory Kenshin's book as well. So I'll probably be putting that in the video as well as I speak, and we'll probably go from there. Maybe not, but I can't make any promises that I can't keep. But I will promise you that I will be doing both of these reviews, and I might do them together, or I might be doing them separately and episodically. That I can promise you, because I actually do have a lot of choice words to say about these two. I know that sounds intimidating, but don't be, because I have a lot of positive about both series. And I hope that Cory makes another book, because I actually want to know what happens next, because this was a good like 45 or 1 hour long pilot episode for Monsters We Make. So yeah, y'all take care.